caught in the crossfire. It's caught in.
Hi y'all, what's going on? I want to say thank y'all to everybody that's out here, that's giving the for the voices that need to be heard. I'm Dutches Kane and this is the Royal Road. The Royal Road is basically a platform. I strongly believe in teamwork. I know my strengths and my weaknesses. So I created the Royal Road to build a platform for us all to work together as a team to basically grow. There's so many entrepreneurs and there's so many small black businesses that I want all the greatness to be on the Royal Road. A lot of times when you have a voice or when you feel like you have a talent, you like to hop on bandwagons, or you feel like you need to be on the it scene and you don't really realize that your voice is going to be heard for those who are you're supposed to affect. And basically the Royal Road is just a platform to start off with. So I say that to say, if you have a brand, if you have a show, if you have ideas, if you have recipes, the Royal Road on Facebook, the Royal Road Podcast on Facebook, we would love to have you a part of the team. Network is the best work. It takes a village. So, I'm gonna let my panel introduce themselves.
Much love, light, peace, and balance to all conscious, multidimensional beings. I'm Ashley T. Crafty. I am the owner and alchemist of Natural Leaves, organic health and skincare products. Also, custom leaves, I do an array of things like a Mary Jane of all trades. Just here to build up the consciousness of our community, especially melanated beings. We are so far away from what really matters that we need to get back in tune with reality. You know what I'm saying? Not a 3D, because we 5D. So we need to not be down, we need to get back up. You see what I'm saying? Back to the future.
I'm Dot Block Choice. I'm an artist, and I also have my own clothing brand called Antonio Chase Clothing. And yeah.
All right. So basically, I'm a mental health advocate. I call myself a thought leader because I've noticed that I like to talk about issues that a lot of us don't like to even think about. And one thing I've noticed is that a lot of our people have to heal. And I'm very, very adamant and I'm very passionate about healing because as well as everyone that's in here, I have a story and I just tried different ways that I didn't even think would work for me, and it ended up working for me. And that's when I realized, wow, us as black people, we come out of the womb trying to live up to a society that was not even built for us. And a lot of times we go through things because we don't even know what we like, because we are trying to be something else. Basically meaning you don't even know what you need unless you get a taste of it. You get a taste of something that resonates with you, like, oh, okay, I need that. So I'm just trying to let our people know what we need. So future shows or whatever, I'm gonna do live podcasts. I'm promoting healing, like basically healthy ways to heal. I'm gonna make this a platform so men and women we can talk to see how we need to be better for each other in terms of parenting, friendships, and for the children. What else is it? And pretty much, we'll rank a little bit, but basically I just want us all to come together to learn because nobody knows everything. But ultimately, we gotta break away from the stigmatisms and the statistics of this society because it is not for us. But with that being said, another reason why I feel like this is, I was watching the news and I just noticed that they were trying to remove books from the school system. And the books that they were trying to remove from the school system are history books, books that basically promote home economics, self-love, and also Ruby Bridges, Harriet Tubman, anything that's dealing with Black history. And it's like they're removing the books, but then they come with this cryptocurrency, and everybody is just getting so lost in this hype. Everybody is getting so lost in the social media, and everybody is just putting themselves into these material things. But my thing is, y'all need to understand that until you get a solid foundation with self, everything that you put your heart into is gonna fail. you will never be happy. If you don't know you, it doesn't matter if you have a $100,000 job or a $21,000 a year job. If you're not happy, if you don't know you, it will never be enough. So I just want to encourage us to think outside of the box and break away from everything that we was taught and start over to see what life really is.
Okay. True.
Anybody want to?
And not to give my age away, but Michael Jackson did say it best. It starts with who? In the mirror. The man in the mirror. I feel like it's too often that we deflect instead of reflecting. Mirrors were made in two ways. You know, they were made with clear glass and they were also made with black obsidian glass. That's like the sun and the moon, right? Reflections. They can come back into the household. The men and women, why we arguing with each other? Why we competing with each other? See what I'm saying? That's not building a conscious or a solid foundation for our children. That's what's missing. It's been missing. See what I'm saying? We gotta get back to it. We're so busy following, you know what I'm saying, the European way of living that we become Negropean. You see what I'm saying? We gotta quit thinking like that. Get back to nature. Neteru. See, if you seen Atari, Avatar, you know what I'm talking about. See what I'm saying? That's us. That's us. As a unit. Melanin. You see what I'm saying? Don't matter what shade. We gotta quit doing that too.
Mr. Dot Block, I got a question. You're a man. Obviously, a man is the best person to ask this question because I'm not a man. What do you think the disconnect is between black men and black women? And also, what do you think as women, what can we do for our black men to basically get some understanding?
I don't know, really, like, I don't think a whole lot of us was raised to, like, okay, a whole lot of, like, men, like, I'm gonna speak for me.
Please do, you ain't got to.
I'm gonna speak for me. I was raised with a mother and a father, so I see it. So I think that's really what's missing is the black family, a mother and a father in the house. So we gotta get back to that place. I think a lot of people have a hard time holding themselves accountable. And that's the issue. People gotta deal with themselves in that aspect right there.
Yeah, actually gonna change. Change starts within.
So I was just wondering, how do you recharge? Do you have a place that you can go to recharge? Do you have a safe space? Because I can just imagine that being a man, the weight of the world is constantly on your shoulders. Because you're fighting battles against yourself, the white man, and women. You know, so it's just, what do you do to recharge? Basically, what is some advice or how can you encourage other young men to find a safe place or a place of peace when times get hard?
Me, I just like to, I do a lot of running around. I'm in school, I'm in truck driver school, trying to get my CDL. And I gotta run around after that all day. I might not be able to just sit in until like 12 at night, but just a little quiet time for me to reflect on my day and the things I gotta do for the weeks coming. That's cool with me, and then on top of it, I surround myself with people that got something going on. And, you know, some people I can learn something from, and just not have people yes men around me all day.
Absolutely.
That's it.
So would you like to comment on that? So I ask these questions because I like to encourage mental health. And whenever I get to speaking about mental health, I notice how our people, they shy away from it. And I notice how our men are inconfident, feeling vulnerable. But mental health is the health of the mind. You don't have to be depressed just because you want to focus on your mental health. You know, you don't have to be struggling because you want to work on you. And it's the man in the mirror. All those cliches that we learned when we were younger, you can do whatever you want. It's really true. But they never taught us how. So if you feel like that you are constantly in battle within yourself, the only thing I can tell you is to break away from everything to find what resonates with you. And one of the things is Christianity. And I say that because we were taught to uphold and to live by this system. But personally, you can't sit here and tell me that only 144,000 is gonna make it to heaven. You can't sit here and tell me that. This person can go murder 1,000 people and then sit in jail and then he forgive himself. But someone who lived a bad life that doesn't know God and that doesn't know they need forgiving and ain't gonna make it. So it's like when it comes to the religion and spirituality, I feel like that we don't know the difference. So I'm here to tell y'all the difference. Yes, I grew up in a Baptist church, Christian, whichever it was both of them for real. That's why I didn't believe it. The church didn't teach me anything but how to work in the community. Yeah, it taught me how to basically deal with a group. But all of my spiritual journeys and things that I need to do for myself, I had to really detach and go to a quiet place. I had to cry. Man, it was a lot of dark nights. But it was when I did research, like the missing books of the Bible, where the Bible made sense. So it's like I had to connect the dots and put the puzzle pieces together myself. And it's worth it. So I want to talk about the difference between religion and spirituality. And I'm spiritual. Yeah, I look at the Bible. Yeah, I read tarot cards. Yeah, I got crystals. I do a little bit of it all. But ultimately, I meditate, and as long as you have something to believe in, it doesn't really matter what your religion is, because the universal language is love, no matter what the religion. But Black people, we're spiritual. We're going to continue to feel a disconnect because we're not finding who we are.
That's a fact.
Anybody want to add to
I
it?
actually want to
Yeah.
in on your when you asked about the disconnect between women and then the whole spirituality side of it. So I mentioned earlier that I like to do a lot of research, and I've been studying for about 5 years this thing called copulins. And copulins, in essence, are a mind control hormone that women have that we give to the men that we engage with. The thing about copulins is that men absorb their copulins from us through kissing us and talking to us and having sex with us, but copulins from each woman cancel out the other woman. So if a man is engaging with a whole bunch of different women, then her thought process, her belief system, and her ideologies will not be transferred to this man. So in essence, I know this is a very unpopular opinion, but fuck girl, beget, fuck boy. And that takes me back to your point about spirituality and healing and the way that we have to digress from this situation, from this problem. The problem is our women, we have to fall back in love with our uteruses. We have to get back to our spirituality, and we have to get back into touching into our divine feminine energy so that we can heal our men, so we can heal our community, so we can become one again, because for me, spirituality is about oneness. I remember being younger, and the ideologies that I have always had still hold true for me today, as above, so below. I have a tattoo on my side
The flat
that
earth.
literally represents the fact that, I don't know if y'all have ever seen the movie, it's a movie about fish, Luca. It's, and Alberto tells him that the stars in the sky are fish. And if you know anything about the as above, so below philosophy, what's above is below, and that goes, like, there's no oxygen up there, there's no oxygen down there, we don't know how far it goes up down there, we don't know how far it goes down there. But as above, so below also has something to do with when you look into yourself in the mirror, when you're looking into your eyes, you don't know how far down into your soul you are going when you are diving into that fifth dimension, when you look at yourself in the mirror. It's a portal. So, to wrap all of that up into one concise thought process, as a woman, we have to get back to it. We have to tap in with those divine energies. We have to tap back in with those healing energies, and a lot of that has to do with us aligning our chakras and our belief systems and the things that we're doing in the day-to-day world, so we can get back there as a group.
Right. And women, you say, oh, how do we align our chakras? On and up to your shit. But that's not, what's it called?
Before we go that far, I just want to remind all beings that
what you see.
the man, we did not come from the real.
At all.
Okay, I just want to
I ain't
remind
never
all
seen
people
a
that's
man get
listening.
life.
I know everybody in this room knows that, but let's just clarify that. So with what she's saying with the divine feminine energy, we started this.
Everything.
You see what I'm saying? So until we get out of this patriotic way of thinking, which we know wasn't even from our people, our kinds, you see what I'm saying? Then there will be no peace on earth. Because what I know, earth is water. My womb is water. You see what I'm saying? The connection there solidifies it all. So,
We
ladies,
as people are water,
goddesses.
70% water.
huh? Right. Just depends on if you're bloated or not. You see what I'm saying? Because I might be on 80%. It just depends.
What you see.
So yeah, we just really got to get back to it. You know, we're too busy with being like robotic, you know what I'm saying, still like in a slave, you know what I'm saying, type of mentality out here going to work in these factories and stuff like that. We're not having time for ourselves, which hinders our family, you see what I'm saying? So if we're not healed, how can we be a better representation or even change the way our children are living and thinking, you see what I'm saying? Because the media's not gonna do it, it's just telling a vision, and it's not our vision, it's just to keep us in entrapment, you see what I'm saying? Too many lies, everything we've been taught, a lie. So just cancel it out and teach yourself, because it's within you. It's within you. They can't even figure you out. You're so magical.
Right.
They can't even figure us out. We're so magical.
Right. And so if you're sitting here like having doubts, all you gotta do is read and think for yourself. But a lot of us don't do that. We just push buttons and believe whatever's told and fall deeper into being lost. And I just got some interesting statistics because I would have never even thought of these things. Basically, wealthy and educated black men are at higher risk of depression because they are more likely to be discriminated against. Hence, more money, more problems. Y'all familiar with that, right? It didn't click that way until I read, right? And then it's like, wealthy black men or educated black men are the target for violence and extreme levels of humanization because of their maleness. Now, I ain't make this up, I just been reading. Black boys from the wealthiest families are the most depressed. Our babies, discrimination during the adolescent years, it basically raises the depression rates in our children. Discrimination. Black males are 6 times more likely to be in prison, and regardless of the success level, black men are still perceived as more threatening and dangerous than their female counterparts. So at the end of the day, everything does boil down to black and white. I'm not racist, but it's black and white. The same things that will work for us, it won't work for them. Some ways that we deal with things, it's just different. I say that to say, racism is linked to a lot of issues with black men and black women, and we don't even realize it, but this stuff is implanted into us when we're children to think less of ourselves. Racism, women have cognitive decline, meaning that's the effect that racism does. So my thing is, when you read these things and you see these movies and all this slavery and all those triggers, why do you all still want to conform? Why do y'all I need answers. Like, how can we let our people know that it's not going to work until we find us? Like, you can't relying with your uterus? You can't rely with your uterus if you're still lying to yourself. You won't activate any chakra, you won't activate any blessings, you won't have any peace if you're not honest with yourself. So I'm just like, what can we do as a community? Because I'm really baffled and confused at how our people just hold on and fight for a system that is against them. And meanwhile, I'm like, hold on, ain't nobody reading. So you mean to tell me, like, you taught your kids that, you encouraging, you got to put the pressure on your young black son to go to college instead of doing his own? College breeds workers. Trade entrepreneurship. That's just my opinion.
Aren't necessarily worthless, but I did want to answer your question. Did you?
And I'll clarify with the college thing. I'm encouraging entrepreneurship to my children. If they get scholarships, yeah, go ahead. But no, I'm not going to make them go to college to be in debt because everything I went to college for, I don't utilize.
Well, I went to school for 5 years at the illustrious Kentucky State University, which is a land-grant HBCU, which was founded in 1883, and I got my two degrees in 5 years without paying a single red cent. So college is not worthless. There are definitely valuable things.
No, I didn't say it was worthless. What I didn't say it was worthless. What I said was I'm not going to encourage. I'm not going to push going to college. I'm going to push entrepreneurship. If my children succeed in high school and they have good grades and they get these scholarships, then I will encourage it, but I'm not going to subject myself into debt when I'm still paying on college.
Absolutely.
So if you have the opportunity, yeah, you do. But
self-discovery is important.
exactly, yeah.
I agree. But I wanted to ask you, you touched on the fact that spirituality, people do not realize how big it is on being true to themselves. So recently I read this thing about, it was a study about how patients with dementia had a higher and a more rapid decline of their mental state because they had unresolved issues in their lives. So think about them grannies and them aunties that you had died that was keeping family secrets about little Johnny not being grandpa's baby and different things like that, where their mentality declined because their spirituality wasn't aligned. And I think that's very important for the black community, because I'm in school right now studying to be a licensed clinical social worker, which means I'll be able to offer licensed therapy, clinical therapy to people. And some of the studies and the things that I've been reading have me blown away about the fact that the amount of underserved communities that the black community, the different things that we're underserved for, PTSD, the mental health and anxiety, behavioral health disorders and things of that nature. And earlier I mentioned like philosophies that I've carried with me through life. I've always said that black communities suffer from PTSD, but I've always said it was post-traumatic slave disorder. Those things that we pass down generationally that are problems with us, that we haven't healed, those things that we don't talk about, the misogyny, the patriarchy, and the things that we internalize going through that system. And then just after that, we went through the Jim Crow and the antebellum issues and stuff like that. So it's like, when you look at the intergenerational traumas that we pass down from child to child, from family to family member, there's so many, and it's a term for, I can't think of it right now, but there's literally a term for when you pass your traumas down to your children. So they call it there was a study.
Don't give me the language.
No, there was a study. It was called the raincoat study. So the monkeys were put in the rain. So imagine that you have
Girl,
what
we
do you
can't
call
be
it?
paying no
A
attention to all
ladder.
these daggone studies. They told us we were supposed to drink milk, but then we wonder why we lactose intolerant. Because we ain't baby calves.
Kellogg's study was a little differently because he was the father of advertisement. So what he did was go to a bunch of different doctors and he was like, oh, what's the best important meal of the day? And they all said like the best way to get nutrients is through eating. And so he took it and spun it and said the best meal of the day is breakfast. And so he pushed eggs and dairy and milk for breakfast, but we all know that you're breaking the fast, so you need fruit and water for breakfast and nothing more because you're breaking the fast. But it's literally
Can I say something?
yes.
I think the problem in our community, I think you gotta know where all the trauma comes from. You gotta start there and deal with that first, and then come up with solutions. Have y'all ever read the Willie Lynch letter?
Absolutely. Although fictional, still held a lot of value.
Whether it's fictional or not.
What is
Whether
fiction?
it's fictional or
What is
not.
real?
You can't sit
That's
here
actual
and
fact.
say that you can't
Willie
sit.
Lynch is fact.
Listen, y'all can't sit here and say
The
that
ideology.
everything in that letter hasn't come to pass.
Right,
No,
so,
nobody's saying that at all.
no,
Listen.
so it's real.
Yeah.
So it's real.
He
I just want to
said,
rewind back to the
he
breakfast.
said, I will put light skin against dark skin, men against women,
Mothers against
young
daughters.
against old. And what do you see on social media every day?
What he said.
All of
What you
that.
just said.
But
Y'all better
what
detach
what
from
I
the social
consider
media.
fictional, Duchess,
That's
is
just
really
toxic.
the stuff that
Social media
was
paid me.
whitewashed. Because there's a lot of stuff that we have as information that was stolen from us, from Africans, and put in a different context, so we don't know what the real context was. So when I say fictional, that's what I mean. Not that the Willie Lynch letter was not real, because we definitely, it's a principle. You can buy it on Amazon for like $10.
That's a Miss Crafty.
No better than one of the politicians that we be voting for today,
That's right.
okay?
Hmm.
Because of the things that they be saying that they gonna do and deal with the neighborhoods and for the black community.
They don't do it.
Never do.
We shouldn't have to depend on them anyway.
Absolutely.
But listen,
Too busy looking
But
out.
listen, we gotta deal with the issues in the community first.
And it starts with self.
Absolutely.
So getting back to, you wanted to make a comment about.
Yeah, I just want to run back to when you were making reference on the diseases, PTSD, and all these other things that they keep on making up because every year it's a new something, it's a new age or whatever. It stems from what we're eating, what we're allowing them to jab us with, okay? Because if you know anything about nature, we heal thyself. You see what I'm saying? And once you realize that and realize how much you are like a tree, be that tree. You see what I'm saying? Don't be relying on those same ones that oppressed us to keep jabbing us, to keep brainwashing us with false, you know what I'm saying, represent all these lies. We've been knowing these lies.
That's
They're
on
just gonna
parents
keep
to
on with the
teach their
lies.
kids
You
too.
see what I'm saying? COVID-19.
Right.
Really? What? Really?
Right.
Come
So,
on now.
COVID
Same thing.
2022.
Yeah, same thing
The
happened
whole
with what?
year
Tuskegee? Same
Man.
situation. Wisen up.
Man, y'all, I
Wisen
was
up. Fear
My birthday night.
Fear, what we scared of? You're dead right now.
You're
You're dead right now. You're asleep right now. See what I'm saying? Sleep right now. What we scared of? That's the main thing to eliminate from us.
I think that's
Fear
a lot of
nothing.
spirituality. A lot of
You
people
can't blame
be
a
shaking
sleep
in.
person.
And that's because they don't understand it, and they don't understand it because everything that we was taught as us has been frowned upon.
Well, I'm gonna say spirituality is scary.
Yeah.
If you out here believing that it's not scary, it's scary. It's not rainbows and sunshines. The healing journey is not, oh, I'm over the traumas of my past and I'm frolicking in the field.
That
It's
healing journey is
nothing like
ugly,
that.
it's painful, and it
It's nothing
stinks.
like that. When you start elevating higher the people that you love and have been with for years, and you can no longer engage in basic conversations with them because you don't vibrate with them. I remember when I was dating and single, that was something I told people on a regular basis. You don't vibrate high enough for me. And I didn't even mean it as an insult, but you, sir, do not vibrate high enough for me. Like when I talk to you, you want to argue because you don't believe in what I believe in, but I know what I know. I understand everything that I know. But you mad at me because you ain't elevated spiritually.
Yeah.
Spirituality is lonely.
And at the end of
it's
the
dark,
day,
and it is scary.
At the end of the day, like, if you really want to grow and tap into your full potential, you really have to take yourself away from what others are doing and how they're acting. And you have to look at yourself in the mirror. That's the one time. Because, yeah, mirrors, they tricky. They portals. It's all word. But ultimately, the more work you put into yourself, the stuff that you need will come to you. You don't have to go looking. When you actually put that into yourself, loving yourself, you want to be happy. You think that it's up to a job or a man or someone else to make you happy. No. When you work on finding ways to make yourself happy, you tap in.
That's part of the problem. You hear what you just said? It's supposed to be, a man is supposed to be for a woman to make you happy.
No, I'm supposed to make myself happy as a woman. I'm supposed to
You
have my
gotta make-
ass, and my man is
you have
supposed to
to be
add
happy
to
in
it.
yourself.
It's what- right, yeah, right.
But you need a man.
Oh, I know I need a man. I'm not one of them IMDb. No, my man's gonna take care of me. I'm gonna take care of the home. These new age women, I don't got time because I'm picking up slack if he's a king. I must submit when it's necessary.
What?
So basically,
I was raised by
yeah, when
a
it's necessary
kid.
because
Lord,
Where do y'all get this? Where do y'all get this conditional femininity from? Like, I ain't gonna turn my.
misogyny.
what do you mean when you say conditional femininity?
What
Explain
about
that.
misandry?
Misandry is very much a real thing, but it's much like reverse racism. How women do not hold the
I
social
don't
power. Women don't hold social power, so we cannot belittle or demean or take anything away from a man. But when I tell you that misogyny has constructed a whole system where women have to fight to own our own femininity, because what y'all argue about now is alpha versus beta. Y'all don't even talk about feminine versus.
Get it.
I didn't say
Well,
you
ain't
did,
y'all.
but
It's
y'all.
So we're
y'all
gonna
bring it to the
stay
table.
on the topic. Take a breathe.
I mean, if you want, this is on the topic.
It is. It definitely is.
It's
I
very
definitely-
much
I
on
agree.
the topic.
I agree. But I feel like when it comes to a woman being in a relationship, just like a man being in a relationship, when those people are spiritually aligned, a lot of times we have the argument about the alpha versus beta, like I just mentioned, or who's doing the masculine energy, feminine energy. When you're in a relationship, it's about balance. So the man might not 100% be in his masculine energy. And that's just the reality of the situation. If you're a woman and you're planning trips and you're doing things for your man that help him be better at life, that's you stepping into your masculine energy. If you're a man and you're being vulnerable with your woman and because masculine energy is stagnant. It doesn't change. It's a constant thing. Feminine energy is always evolving. It's all encompassing and it's all the seasons. That is why you need both to experience balance. If you look back at the ancient religions and the histories and the Indians and all of them, they all believe that the most powerful man balanced both his masculine and feminine energy. So when it comes to spirituality, you have to be able to tap into both.
Okay, so back to what I was saying. If you were lost, don't worry about it, because basic healing for beginners, I don't know, see bullshit, set boundaries, accept things, because you're not going to find none of that she was talking about if you don't find it with you first. Yes, women, we do have the power. You know, we do. But ultimately, a hurt woman is going to set fire to everything she touches.
Yes.
And a hurt man is going to set fire to every woman that he deals with. So we have to stop encouraging certain hurt people. You mean to tell me something? If I'm happy in myself and I'm grounded and I'm comfortable with me, I'm not gonna want to cause any harm to nobody I care about. But if I'm hurt and I'm miserable, I don't even want you to be happy because I'm trying to figure out how you happy
And I'm
with what
not.
you going through, and I ain't happy. And you going through
That's
more shit
terrible.
than I'm
It's
going
loves
through.
company.
No, it's not.
It's
But
reality.
it's reality
It's a
though. I don't
reality.
think like it's personally, but people really do think like this. People really like, man, jealousy. So many females are jealous of another female, and it's her insecurity. So you mean to tell me these heifers is jealous of me because I'm thick, but that's my insecurity. So then I have it's a double
That
whammy.
comes back to the Willie Lynch letter, don't it?
No, it does. But the thing is, you know, with the generations to come and our children and the young adults, they're not learning any of this. I sit in a room with my younger siblings to listen to their ideas because they don't even teach us on the same. The way we learned, our kids ain't learning it.
Pluto ain't the planet no more. You know that?
So it's like I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many of our people out here that just want to do better and want to be a help, but they don't even know how to love themselves. So how about I just ask a whole bunch of questions and, you know, prick some stuff and just to see how everybody is thinking because we are all one and the same. You know, a lot of time, and that's why it's important to detach yourself from everything because you will go into this zodiac, to this psychic, you feel me? You'll go get this book. You'll be having all type of self-help books. You'll be all following this person, following this person, and this person, following this person, this. You start doing things to get approval from people who don't even matter. And before you realize it, you in a sunken place that you created yourself because you ain't catch yourself. You looked outside when it's inside.
Too busy
It's
following,
internal.
too busy following, be the leader.
But look,
Lead
you
thyself.
gave us a whole list in the beginning of ideologies that we should let go. And what I noticed you didn't say is feminism.
Who's a feminist?
How?
Who's a feminist?
Where you
Because
think
I never claimed to be a feminist, baby. I'm a womanist.
I didn't say it.
I know, but
Let them
I'm
finish.
just saying, like some of these words y'all using, that's where it came from.
Okay, so pause. Enlighten me, like help me understand what made you uncomfortable because that was a miscommunication. No,
Which words?
Right, which words?
Misogyny.
Misogyny. Okay, so
Hey,
misogyny
look,
is the
I-
hate for women. Y'all know that, right? That's what misogyny.
But I've noticed that word gets thrown around just from a man being a man.
What does that mean?
And that's
What's a
man,
man
y'all
being
better
a
watch
man?
out for these English words. They
Right?
are
Because there's
spells.
spells.
None of these words mean
All
what
words
they
are
told us.
spells.
This
What-
whole thing is a contradiction. That's why you have to find self to find what resonates. Because here he is, like, just think about it.
Who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah.
The universe.
Ooh, I almost gave out my government. Who am I? I am a healer. I'm a healer. I will pray for you. I will feed you. I'm here to give back to my community. I'm here to bring people back to spirituality. I'm here to take a lot of L's so the point to get across. You know, I'm still finding out who I am. So if it wasn't a direct answer, it's because I ain't got there yet. But ultimately, I know my purpose. You know what I'm saying? It's levels to it. And I were raised different. You were raised with a two-parent household. So I could understand how you feel the way you feel and your thought process. You know what I'm saying? And there's nothing wrong with that. But you have to take into account that there's a lot of us that wasn't. So a lot of us were raised in households where our mother didn't know how to handle her pain, and it branched off onto us. And we were put in situations to where we are automatically
Can
thought.
I be honest? I was the only guy out of all my friends to have a mother and a father in the house.
And that's why you
All
need
of
to
them,
encourage yourself.
they
Love
was
them
all
friends,
brought up
like-
under single mothers, even my female friends. What I notice is, like, the mother, like say the females for instance, the mother, we have so much failed relationships and shit that the girl might not ever see it. And it's for like it's single women keep women single, you feel me? So
Single women keep women single. That's funny.
and look,
I do want to clarify that because I have been attacking the male experience because everything that I spoke on was about holding women accountable for what we're doing. I'm not attacking the man experience because the male experience is not my own. So I don't want you to feel like because I said the word.
Y'all do understand that sometimes when we don't understand others, we may feel attacked,
Yeah.
right? Even
But
it may not
that's-
even be
but look, bro,
like
what you
right
just
here. I'm
said,
in the middle, and
that's
nobody's
on the man
nobody
to
up here
make a
is attacking nobody.
responsible
Right.
decision.
It's love right here, but
On a
I
grown
like
person,
this.
period.
I like
You
this
feel me?
type of
Like,
energy. Nobody's being attacked, but it just goes to show the disconnect. That's the disconnect. You get what I'm saying? To be up here speaking opinions.
That's why I
and
said
to
we
even
need
go
more
back to say,
families.
oh, I'm attacking you.
Alright, just
What he
look.
said.
It's Black Lives Matter. She
It
got
gets to-
Black Lives Matter on the wall back there. If you go on Black Lives Matter website, they
Oh,
don't
don't
promote
get me
black
on-
families.
don't-
They promote single
Listen,
motherhood.
do not get me on the Black Lives Matter because they making money off our faces. See, I ain't going there. I'm not doing. We ain't doing black. I'm just gonna stick to telling y'all love yourself. Because I get the point into these things.
Is it true what he said?
Is what you? What did he say? Which one?
What he said?
He's been spitting
What did he
facts
say?
because that's his
About Black
perspective.
Lives Matter.
Black Lives Matter. What did he say? They don't promote black families. They don't. They do promote single black women. Black Lives Matter isn't even for us though. They making money off our black people that are getting killed. Man, come on, the commercials. It's a white man, black woman. It's interracial relationships or single black women. Right?
So what?
No, have y'all paid
She's
attention?
talking about the type of commercials.
Because you
Black
say Black Lives
I
Matter.
don't watch TV.
I don't either.
Me either.
But you know, when I come up here, like when I decide, hey, I'm gonna start a podcast, I'm gonna try to promote healing. I have to watch TV. It's like I have to be in the know because that's what our people are doing. They lost and they are looking for love that they need to look inside for on social media. If I watch the news, I get mad. I get mad because it's a trigger. But it's the same shit that's been going on since we were young, and this is what we've been taught. So my thing is, you can sit and complain about things all day long, but if ain't nothing changed, what are you gonna do to make one? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have no problem with people who go and protest, but this is the same shit that y'all did back in the '60s, the people was doing back in the '60s. So can we just not get gas for a day? Like, do we really have to be out here putting our people on the lines to get shot because y'all
Look,
know how that ends?
I can simplify this whole shit. Every man needs skills to pay the bills. And
Your mama
the
told you that,
women-
didn't she?
and the
That
women-
came from mom. That was Mom Dukes
and the
right there.
women-
Shout out to the
And the
queen.
women need to cut out all the independent bullshit and learn how to follow their men.
Boom, y'all hear that? See, I asked him.
Forced
I asked
forced
him,
to
y'all.
be independent.
and he
Remember,
didn't
we
even
were
know.
forced to
I
be
asked him,
independent.
what can women do? You heard me.
Remember,
Yeah.
I'm not
we were forced
independent.
to be independent.
I ain't independent.
We were forced to
I'm
be
all
that
over
way.
getting
The
hit.
system was made.
Who forced you to be
I'm
independent?
saying the system.
Who's the system? Who forced you to be
The same ones
independent?
that we're trying
It's
to break
conditioned.
away from.
Right. So
You
follow
said-
the
you
royal
said you
road
wanted
because we got to
a
get through this
breadwinner.
together.
Then our men need to learn how to farm. We need to get back to farming so we don't have to work for them anymore.
Why would you
Those are the
slide
same
back into
ones.
gender
You know what I'm
roles
saying? This is
though?
part
Because that's
of
what
Okay,
I've been
I
doing.
got a question for everybody.
Because
I have a question for everybody.
Gender roles are important. I'm
Excuse
not.
me,
If I
Dutchess.
got a man, I'm not cutting grass.
I don't know.
You
I
gotta
just
know
thought she was a mom.
Dutchess, yo, I have a question for everybody on this panel right now.
Okay,
What's your question?
okay, hold on. Let's take a. Cause
Each of y'all
Okay.
answer individually. What are y'all doing as far as bringing the community together and all of that? Like, what are y'all personally doing? How do y'all, you know?
well, I can answer that for all three of us up here because it's a
Don't
whole
answer
little
for me.
vibe.
Don't answer for me.
Nah, let everybody.
Into with me, like I told you, I'm when you asked the question about like who you are, I told you like I'm the universe, I'm the alpha and the omega, and I'm aware that anybody that I encounter is a reflection of myself, and I handle them as such. I give them grace and I teach them things and I learn things from them and being a light in the settings that I tend to be in, people are drawn to me. So I'm an educator in essence. I teach everybody everything all the time.
Yeah,
It's
Truth.
me.
And let the truth be the light. I am 20 plus years in relearning what was taught to me. The truth, all the truth, ancient. I am from an ancient line of beings. So with that being said, I'm learning how to farm so that we can eat, so I don't have to go and depend on Kroger's. I'm learning, going out here as far as like slavery, working for Hilton Gardens or any of these factories. It's in the back of my mind. I'm trying to reprogram. This is what I call generation wealth. When I know that this land belongs to all of us, why do I have to pay for it? You see what I'm saying? So in order, like what she was saying, stop buying gas. take them out of the game. This is ours. This is ours. So we have to reprogram ourselves from what we've been taught. That is the ultimate way to even start here.
Stop buying gas.
If everybody stopped buying gas for one day,
I
the gas would not be $5 tomorrow. Think about how much money they're going to lose just in that one day. You know how many people live here on Earth? You know how many people they want to get it down to? Well, I'm from California. It's 200K people that live in the city of Inglewood. They want to get the whole global down to 500K. How we gonna do that? You see what I'm saying? Guess how? Okay, we got China. Who can match China in numbers? Us, melanated. Wise up. You see what I'm saying? So why we look at, you know what I'm saying, someone who may not be melanated and say they're dressed like us, and what do we say? Are we sure we're not dressing like them?
How do you know if
we're wearing all the labels of the oppressor? You see what I'm saying? We're cloaking our power and their weakness. You see what I'm saying?
Like to say
Let me stop.
One day.
One day. I want to
look the day before.
Let me just say I need to bring the gas comment back down because y'all took that too literal.
You have stock in a company.
The gas comment
to our people.
Hey man, we done got off track.
No, it isn't off track because this is the type of conversation.
Our money. You see what I'm saying? What we gonna do when they quit printing this paper? Cryptocurrency is something ambitious. They say it's real. It's not making no sense.
So I wanna the stop and gas. Okay, the stop and gas comment was basically made in reference to the riots. Why go out here and protest on these streets and risk getting killed when all we could do is come together and not get gas for a day? That's what that comment was. Now, stopping gas is not gonna hurt us.
Stop buying weed for
First of all,
a year.
who's y'all? Because
It's not gonna hurt y'all.
but what you're feeling to realize is
It's not gonna hurt y'all. So that's more logical. That's why women shouldn't leave.
and see this.
That's
Hold
logical.
on, though,
It
because
wouldn't hurt y'all.
okay, but guess what? My thing is this, and this is where the confusion comes in because I only wear wigs when I'm Dutch.
One diva,
Okay, now can we get some order like
Can
we get some order like a dog
one
cannot speak
diva,
or
one mic. One diva, one mic.
Okay, so what I'm
one at
saying
a
is
time.
no, and that's what brews the misconception is
One
that
second, you answered the
y'all.
last one. Let's
This is my
go.
show.
Oh,
I'm
you
talking.
Right.
I'm speaking.
God.
I'm speaking. Yes, I am. Yes, I am because
And period.
my perspective is y'all can we are all the same color. You can sit and say y'all and point the fingers all day long. That's the reason we still in this situation. I don't even wear wigs and wigs. I do this for them. Why? Because I know that the people that my kids' age, my kids' friends, these younger generations, they so damn lost that you gotta look like something for them to listen to you. Now, if I came with my afro, if I came looking like the mother that I am behind the scenes, my voice ain't gonna be heard. So sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do to reach who you need to reach. Furthermore, as long as you start feeling like it's a y'all and not a we, it's gonna forever be confusion.
We already got past the y'all we shit.
No, because he just made a comment and I ain't like it because I don't wear
know,
weed.
ain't nobody
I want the whole
he did.
situation.
He
So
did.
you can't
You
say
can't
weed.
say you don't wear it.
He would have been better off saying, this is a wig, and I just said this is for them because I do this because the people that I have to reach.
For the people who's there.
Can I say that? I said it.
Who's
So
them?
okay. You still talking? Because I said this already. The weave, I can't relate to that because when I'm at home in my mother mode, I don't wear this. I'm on live. I'm on Facebook. I in this fucking social media. So therefore, I'm gonna look like what they're watching, so my voice can be heard.
Why you let that trigger you?
It didn't trigger me. Listen, I speak with passion with anything that I believe because that's the problem, man. We so caught up in our own perceptions and our own egos that we think the way that we feel is right. This how we live in our fucking emotions and we better than that. Now y'all got me on my game.
But I agree with you.
See, I'm elevating because shoot, y'all bring candy out. Candy gone. Don't do it.
Candy, calm down. Calm down. But like you said, I think it's very funny that black women, we get attacked for whatever aesthetic we choose. So when men, knowing that you are a black man and that this is a black woman and how triggering those types of conversations are for you to say things like, why are you so triggered? Because goddamn it, we get attacked no matter how I look. If I choose to put on a wig and wear straight hair, if I choose to do natural hair, if I choose to rock my locks, we get judged from whatever aesthetic we choose to pursue. So as a black man, we expect y'all to just uplift us and be like,
do your fiance love your hair?
my fiance love everything about me.
Right.
He gonna get
That's
his phone out all day long.
That's the only person you need to be worried about.
Period. I'm not not worried about nobody else. I'm just telling you, I've been natural my whole life. I was natural before it became a fad. I remember being 8, 9 years old. That poem that I wrote was very much about me because I remember begging my mama for a perm at 8 and 9 because my friends had perms and their hair was straight. My mama never did it. I never did it. So
check this out. I feel like all that shit, talk that shit irrelevant. Like really, the focus need to be on the kids from the jump. Because they come into school, they get indoctrination.
Intersectionality. We're gonna throw intersectionality clean out the window. That's what he's saying.
No, but
the problems in the black community, we just don't.
No, but what I'm saying is, we can't eat bread. We can't chew bread if we still need to drink milk.
We can't start with the children if we are not healed as adults.
Right, and that's but we bring this up because it's a thought process. And the Royal Road
Y'all
podcast, we gonna go last Sunday,
y'all can do two things
activate your crown.
Exactly. That's what I'm telling you. You said we just need to focus on the children, but we need all levels of our family.
Listen, I'm just saying where it starts. Like
it starts
what
with
you said. What you listen.
It starts with yourself.
What you said was you been getting motherfuckers been talking crazy about you your whole life, whether you natural or whatever, right?
That's not what I
listen, when you said something, we know what I'm trying to say.
I was like, you're listening to respond to what I said. What I told you.
Can I press pause?
I haven't
What can I say what I'm gonna say first?
Not me.
From school is where everything starts, like the indoctrination. That's where kids learn to hate themselves and everything.
Right, discrimination.
It really starts at home. When you're a little black girl, you have a mom telling you that your hair is nappy and unmanageable, and let me perm it, let me do this. It starts at home. I didn't experience that, but I know a lot of girls who did.
I don't think it starts at home. I don't think it starts at home because our kids at home is a totally different world.
But when they come out of your house, ain't no love.
Exactly, so it doesn't start at home. It starts when they come out, and you have to teach them to adapt. You know, you have to instill in them.
And even if it do start in the house, it goes back to the house.
Yeah,
it needs to be a mother.
Y'all know we all agreeing, right?
That's why I said we're arguing semantics now. We have to start at home, teaching our children how to love themselves.
Yeah, that's why I just brought it back to the point.
Teaching the principles. I know. I was agreeing with you the whole time. That's why I said we arguing semantics.
Hey, I love this. Y'all know why I love this. Because we don't even y'all see the disconnect. Y'all see it. Just like if I go and I talk to my mother about religion while we arguing about who our savior. You get what I'm saying? That's the disconnect.
I have to disagree.
Did you hear me out? Did you listen to what I said, or did you just hear me to respond? Because this conversation is proving what I'm trying to say. The disconnect. This is a visual of the disconnect because we are all on the same page. And I'm not saying it's tense, but for those like in the audience, they feel the energy. It's power up here. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna feel it and they're not gonna take what they need because of the disconnect. Because we still feeling attacked when we all have opinions. Because I do too. I ain't perfect.
I think we're all just passionate.
I could tell
like
you.
You know what I'm saying?
I could tell you. In my most honest way that I hate wigs without being nasty, trying to make you feel attacked.
You can never know. But the only time it feels like attack is if you're saying that to a woman who has on a wig while you're trying to talk to her. That's where black women have a problem. You can hate wigs all day. Don't try to hate women with wigs on. Because if you coming up to me and I got a wig, I remember going on a date with a man and he posted on Facebook. We are. It's still on topic. He posted
this for the Roll Live again.
He just said he doesn't date light skin. He likes light skinned girls, and he was on a date with a dark skinned girl. So I felt attacked in that moment because I was like, if you like light skinned girls, why are we on a date? That's where.
Are you a human?
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly. So you want to attract people that.
Look,
I'm gonna attract a whole bunch of people that don't even know who they are.
But I'm just telling him. He's saying if he says that to a black woman, like, yeah, you can absolutely hate me. That's on you. But for you to say that to a woman that you might be interested in,
I just feel like,
don't pursue that woman.
As far as the men and women, like everybody need to learn how to communicate better.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like you said, don't just listen to respond, outlet. You know what I'm saying? Everybody need to learn how to talk to each other, and we can start there. You know what I'm saying?
I thought this has been a very great conversation. I hope you are referring to this.
So now we're going to get into the juicy stuff because I had a whole little plan, but then I feel like we need to laugh. I don't even know what to start it off with you laughing because I'm up here like, hold on, let me take, should I have did the black wig? Was it the bangs that threw everybody out today? Was it just
They cool sometimes, switch it up every now and then. chicks be wearing them shits every day. I ain't little dusty bag.
So, I guess to wrap up all of that, I like that conversation. I like provoking thoughts. Y'all got me nervous. I can't even talk. But like to wrap all that up, this was like a perfect start to understanding. So we got to keep it going. We have to have these uncomfortable conversations. We have to have these debates where we feel attacked, but we have to be willing to allow ourselves to be attacked. You have to be willing to be vulnerable, especially when you want to do a community service. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't walk around with emotion. So at the end of the day, we have to continue to have these uncomfortable conversations so we can have a common ground to know that we are really connected. And a miscommunication is what is gonna keep us distant.
Hey, before you get into the juicy stuff, can I just say something what you said earlier? So you said we need to let go of Christianity.
Oh, that's juicy. That's juicy. Christianity is juicy. And I say that because I got cussed out.
Why do you say that?
Why?
Yeah.
What breaking? Because Christianity, it was just a lot of things that didn't make sense to me. I did, and that's why it didn't make sense. But the Bible made sense after I found the missing books of the Bible, like the book of Enoch, like everything that they took out.
The Bible is about black people?
No. Press pause. Hold on. Well, wait.
I'm not disagreeing with you that people took the Bible and rewrote it and all that.
So,
but the gist of the Bible, just like Islam, there's truth in all of that.
Now, I had my time of research because, like I said, I grew up in the church, and the Bible is confusing to me because, for example, the Bible says he has hair, wool, brass feet, but when we look up, it's this white man.
So the Bible's not confused.
The Bible,
the church indoctrination.
No, what I'm saying is, the Bible was never for us because they gave it to us as slavery. The Bible is the only thing that we had. No, we didn't have the Bible. They gave us the Bible. We had Quran. We had.
That's Arabic too.
Who gave us the Bible?
Y'all act like y'all don't know.
Gave us the latest one. I know.
Why? So how y'all keep giving them to say they gave us the Bible?
It wasn't even called the Bible that was given to us.
Okay, whatever it is.
No, they gave us the Bible. They took all our slaves and said,
I just said that to say this. Look, I would like you to
answer the question.
No.
Because I'm trying
I'm gonna send you a couple things to check it out.
Absolutely, do that. So one of the things that made me know that I needed more books and I needed more practice than just this Bible is because there's a lot that's missing out the Bible. The book of Enoch. There's the first, the Proverbs of James? I don't know. It's a whole bunch.
It's a whole lot in the Bible that's still there. Look, listen, I live.
I do read. That's how I can tell y'all what's missing. So before y'all even Googled it, y'all just gonna tell me ain't nothing missing out the Bible. Y'all just gonna discredit what I'm saying before y'all do your own research. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Y'all need to stop using Google and get on Google Scrub to make stuff.
Real research counts. You heard me?
It does. But
this is what's in the Bible.
You think I ain't gonna pay to get to know me? I didn't pay. Come on now, think about it.
This is what's in the Bible, and I live by it.
If it's easy for you to get and you black, it ain't it.
You heard me?
Simple as that. Go ahead, read it. It is true.
Psalms
82:6. We don't even get equality, so how is it not true? The Bible was given to us. They got Bibles in hotel rooms.
22:6.
Come on now.
Psalms 82:6.
But they gonna tell you that you need to learn how to pray. Oh, and then here's again. Oh, let's pray. Let's give it to God. But like me and my mother, I can say, Mama, you keep telling me to pray. What do I do after I pray? You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta teach people how to have faith. You can't say, okay, just pray.
Praying is just like
you gotta believe.
It's like spells. You have to
Hey,
learn.
Dutches, you're displaying part of the problem right now.
I'm explaining it to the youth. I'm not trying to change y'all. I'm not trying to explain. We laugh. And
listen,
people
but
watch.
You're displaying part of the problem.
I'm displaying a problem of what?
You just cut me off and everything.
Y'all been talking over me this whole time. We ain't gonna do that now when it's an outline that's going on. We ain't gonna do that.
Can I finish?
Because you asked me a question and then cut me out to answer. So go ahead. I'll be quiet.
Psalms 82:6. It basically says, "Ye are all God's children of the Most High." What that says to me is we all God. So that means we all need to act accordingly to that.
Mm-hmm. But
Basically.
everybody don't think like
And
you.
everything in Psalms and Proverbs
And I don't have to
is
deal
one
with
of
nobody that
Mayat
don't think like
72
me.
universal
But
laws.
you, come on,
You can't
now.
save everything.
Ancient Kemet,
Right, but
before
we can say
Egypt,
you.
Egypt is what they taught us in school. Let's go to ancient Kemet, where he just spoke upon everything in the Bible as far as Psalms and Proverbs comes from Mayat's one of
Missing
72
books of the Bible.
laws.
Although the 19 books
So,
contain
and it's
within
one
this
of the
text.
newest religions,
Were
Christianity. So let's
included
go
in
back a
the
little bit more
Holy Bible for
ancient, and then
thousands
maybe
of
it'll
years. They
resonate
were
a little bit
removed
more. You'll
a
feel
little
it.
over 200 years ago. The same way while they're trying to take books out of the schools, you cannot sit here and think that you're going to get all your food from the Bible. You're going to have to put up some arm and leg work in. Because I still open the
But
Bible. I
that's
love
why
me
I
some
say
Psalms
faith
and
without
Psalms.
works is dead. You know you gotta put in the leg work.
But
We all know that.
do y'all understand that I had to do some soul searching and dig a little deeper for the Bible to come back around? Everything what goes around comes around. So
Yeah.
it's research. Like elevation requires you to do research because all of us did not come from no slaves. You know what I'm saying? But that's what they tell us. So it's like just
That's why I said it
research.
starts with the kids. You gotta teach them from the jump. We didn't come from slaves.
Look, I agree. I'm just saying I
That's
agree
on
with
the
you. But
parents,
you know,
not
the
the student.
parents gotta be better. So it starts with the parents to deal with the kids. But I agree.
I feel like I need to ask the audience some questions.
The audience got questions for you.
Oh, okay, audience. Questions?
Yes, let her rip.
Check. Yes, young ma'am. Please tell us your name and your question.
My name is Jasmine, and yes, my name is Jasmine. And one of the comments that you guys made about gas prices, the Bible said, "If you love me, you should keep my commandments." So therefore, why don't anyone keep the Sabbath? So therefore, if you don't spend no money on Saturdays, we'll be regaining within that one day out the week, right there. So I feel like a lot of the commandments, as far as what you eat, like don't eat pork, it's good for our health. It's a lot of benefits in the commandments, regardless if you are an Israelite, which I believe we are children of the light, or whatever you feel that you are. I'm gonna go to my next topic. As far as the whole wig situation, I feel that you should have complimented her about how beautiful she is without the wig before saying that she should not have one on.
I didn't say it.
Black people are used to, kids are used to seeing black people beat black people down. And what we're here to do is, I feel like when you're trying to reach a kid, you should be as natural as possible because they can't afford weed and people to get their hair. So they're the roots right there. So, but when you're trying to reach lost young adults, then we need to look like Love Dorsey, Cardi B's, or have your hair laid because that's what that's the competition that the adults are setting for each other to put that pressure in the black community. So to change their minds, black people don't really support black businesses unless they already succeeded. So when you are an upcoming business, when you come to their settings or promote their businesses from the ground up, the ground coming on up, I feel that it's not about the financial pay, it's about the number of us that shows the support. So it's choose your words wisely, or even if you did not say that, I'm sorry that I heard you incorrectly, King. I'm just saying that I'd rather hear more positive tones, and if there's a incorrection on what someone said or what someone's trying to say, like verifying that.
Why is weed offensive to black women?
It's not offensive. It's offensive to y'all.
And then
You gotta.
Then another thing, it don't say in the Bible that you can't eat pork. It says eat it in moderation.
And actually,
So-
in the first, it actually
These
does.
I mean, I'm
semantics,
just saying,
bro. These
that's why you just
semantics.
read the book. You don't have to.
No, when they changed it, then they changed it.
But it does
So what was your question?
I kind of feel like we need to get a chime in from the OGs.
Oh, okay.
All this
Maybe you have a
royalty over
question?
here. I feel like they could drop some gems. I feel like I need some food. Can y'all give me some food? Can I get some soul food?
You got another
We
question?
got a question right here, then we're gonna go right
One more
over there.
question.
What's your question, man?
Okay, I have a question, but I kind of want to. My name is Vanessa, and
Hey,
Vanessa.
Vanessa. Vanessa X, I asked y'all.
I want to kind of back up what she said, and I also do have a question. So, when she said we should lift each other up and not tear each other down because, like, the wig comment. I just think about like Lauryn Hill when she wrote the song "Doo Wop" and she said, we get our hair done by fake nails and European hairstyles. So I think that is a positive message. It's not tearing us down, but it's also just teaching us to truly have that self love. But in the society we live in today, I do think that we do have like you said, I do agree with having to appeal to people in order to get their attention.
Cause Nancy, you know I ain't got no wigs on at home. You know how I'm coming with my hair wrapped and it's for them.
What you were saying. And so my question is, we was talking about coming back to spirituality. A lot of us believe in the Quran. A lot of us believe in tarot. A lot of us believe in Christianity. Some of us don't just believe in the universe. So how can we as Black people have that unity, that common ground when it comes to spirituality? Because a lot of us view it differently.
Practicing grace.
That and
Practicing grace.
and understanding.
Yeah, everybody's not going to have the same belief system. Everybody's not going to experience spirituality the same way. I have a very good friend that's Christian, and she goes to church faithfully. I am not a Christian. I do practice spirituality. I commune with my ancestors. I meditate. I do a lot of things to focus on healing and resonating my own chakras. So with that being said, like when I'm engaging with people and I'm talking to people, I often find that people are more offended by my belief system than I am with theirs because I do give them grace. Like I accept whatever it is that they believe in, because you ultimately need something to ground you in this reality, in this simulation. So
I feel like just
I got a
the
comment.
Bible. It says love conquers all. It's you have to just love.
Hold on, one more question.
Yeah, it was about the marching and stuff that you were saying. This ain't the 60s march that y'all was doing out there. It's a big difference from now and back then.
Right.
Okay? Back then you had politicians out on the line. You had preachers out on the line. You had mothers out on the line. Now, I ain't saying the mothers wasn't out there this time. They was out there. But they was out there by themselves. Okay? Because y'all didn't have no bagging from the system. Okay? See, back then they was marching to make better housing. Okay, but wait a minute. Now that they got the better housing, the people that was marching for those things, they quit. Absolutely. And they didn't even send their kids out to help. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that was kind of cold because, like I say, the preachers, if they come out, they're going to lose their little kickback that the state gives them.
And see,
all right? And believe me, they get a kickback.
And
also
and that's why I brought it up, though.
I'm going to tell the truth.
Because they out there marching without a plan. It's not the marching that really bothered me. It was just
it's not so much as a plan. It's about being fed up.
Right, but
okay.
But do you understand?
Wait a minute, baby girl. You got one side of society that's fed up with being treated like this. Then you got this other side that's treating this side that way. Okay, it don't matter what race over there. You got the blacks and the whites mistreating this side of society because they got what they wanted and you voted for them. Okay? And they said, forget you. That's why the march that was out there, that's why they were shooting them guns at y'all. That's why they were shooting them down pellets and all that stuff. Because they had nobody out there on this side marching with y'all.
Right.
Okay?
That's the plan,
and
right?
y'all really was fighting for them too. Y'all was fighting for their kids too. Because their kids don't get pulled over and shot and all that. Then they gonna be like, can y'all come here first? I want y'all to come out here and fight for me. And everybody said, they ain't do that and all that junk. You know what I'm saying? So now y'all gotta figure out, I'm tired. I was up in Lansing, I did some marching up there. I'm from Michigan. So I did some things up there, okay?
All right.
And it's time we gotta figure out how can we get these people that's supposed to be there helping us to come back out and help. Okay? That's like I said, the great. I'll call them out because I ain't scared. The great churches and stuff, they take all the money from out of the neighborhood.
So,
you know what I'm saying? Things like that. It's okay that they'll open the door to let you come in and sit down and get rest. Okay? But why aren't y'all out on the line?
And I absolutely agree with that. That's why I feel like the marching didn't do any purpose. I totally agree with what you're saying. We didn't have anybody to lead the marches. We didn't have anyone to lead the marches. Hence, we were out there. Okay, really. in reference with the marches, I just feel like we didn't have anybody, so we just out there. And from my perspective, a lot of people were just doing it for the clout. And the reason why marching isn't going to be effective in this day and age is because everything is posted on social media for clout.
Did you just hear
Marching,
what I said? Voting
I can't
without
if
a
I'm
plan.
speaking. You talking about voting? I'm talking about marching. So now I'm getting confused. What are we speaking about? 'Cause I was trying to
Voting
respond to
without a
him.
plan kills the march because
I don't even vote. I don't vote.
People be voting for the exact shit that they don't want to happen.
I can't relate because I don't vote. What I can say is, if I don't have anybody that understands how important a march was, I'm not going to encourage the marching because they didn't have a plan, and it basically is like sending out people out there in the fog. We have to strategize. They do it, because now look at this cryptocurrency. We got all these people investing in invisible money. You mean to tell me y'all gonna invest in this cryptocurrency, this invisible money, but I borrowed $5 in crypto. I support the marches when my grandmother was out there, because those did make a difference. But we have to stay on top of the oppressors. You know, they learned from that. We can't do this. Yeah, they bombed Black Wall Street one time. They ain't came back. Why? Because obviously we did something different. So that's what I'm saying. Don't stay don't stay, man. Them history books are not our story. We have to protest differently.
Let's get this out. Come on.
I'll be quick. I'm sorry. I just wanted to speak on what you said about marching not having a purpose, or us. That's what it was.
I said a plan.
Without a plan. That's what it was. So I can say, as a protester, and looking years back, like reflecting or whatever, I can say, at least for half of us, because I know there's definitely a lot of people out there also just trying to make money and this, that, and the third, you know what I'm saying? But I can say for at least half of us, I think, with my understanding, the Black community, we suffer from a lot of emotionalism and being reactive. So, no, we didn't have a plan, but we were emotional and reactive. So that usually just causes you to do whatever. You don't know what, you just know you can't sit in the house, and you gotta just put your body on the line. And
like a bomb, like no
however,
control. And don't you know, and that's the trigger that they use to get us to react. So
that's why I said it's planted within our community.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a lot of downfall for a lot of things that we do, because we don't go in there with a plan, and we are reactive, and we're emotional. So I wanted to put that there. That's
now, you know, I'm all for the rights, but I'm just the type, hey y'all, we gonna go burning business, if we gonna go make protests, we all gotta have signs, and we need to be all on one accord, you know, and it's strategies. We have to do more than just march, you know, because, I mean, think about it, I keep seeing Brianna, and it really bothers me, because look at what happened with that. Look at what happened with that. So, no, it is, but what I'm saying is,
you got wrap it up, and then we're gonna go to one more question.
I'm about to,
do your thing.
what I'm saying, basically, all I'm just saying is,
You were saying Brianna, and then we bringing something out of you.
I know what I was saying. Boy, y'all people. Oh, now I'm getting cut off.
A little bit.
Have you ever heard of rioters insurance? Rioters insurance. Riot insurance. Yeah, it's for protesters.
It's what you want to do. Our people gotta come first. First you gotta be you, and you gotta heal yourself, and then you gotta bring that shit to the community. You know what I'm saying? From there, that's where we gonna work at. We gotta build a foundation for ourselves, and then do it together. Cause it's no we. You know what I'm saying? Without OG right here. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he know a lot of stuff that I don't know, cause he's been in the game. She's been in the game for a long time. No disrespect. You know what I'm saying? But that's just what it is. You gotta bring that black. You know what I'm saying? That's what you gotta do. If you want, like my man's, he got a clothing brand. If you want go there, you know what I'm saying? Do draws and everything. Fuck Fruit of Loom, cause you know he's black. You know what I'm saying? Hayes ain't black. You know what I'm saying?
Got all the soaps. The good deodorant.
Don't need
done.
But that's what we gotta do. I feel like that's really what we gotta do. You know what I'm saying? We gotta hit that. We gotta do it for ourselves and then do it for the community. You know what I'm saying? But in all things, you black before you anything. or you African before you anything. I don't care what you think you is. You Israelite.
Put up a black
They
Jesus.
black too.
That made it make sense.
So you gotta you black before you anything. So keep that in mind, and I think that's where we gotta go from. You know what I'm saying? The gas station shit, fuck all that. You know what I'm saying? We don't need no gas. A nigga and a horse right now, right? You know what I'm saying? It's a nigga in the West End with a horse.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Talking
How
about.
much horses
Nobody
cost?
goes to Parliament and
Horses
stuff.
are investments. Rick Ross got 20 horses.
Pull your money out of stock that ain't even yours.
So y'all, if y'all would like to add
I
any
need my
gems,
car too though, my nigga.
so like the
I
Royal
got
Road,
one for my friend,
so the
man.
Royal Road, I'm wrapping it's to wrap it up. I would like to say thank you because the Royal Road is just that. So if you got ideas on ways to bring the community back, hit up the Royal Road. If you have a voice, if you have a situation, if you feel like you can make a difference, hit up the Royal Road. It's the Dutches Kane with the Royal Road, not and. No, we together. It's a brand. You got your clothing line, bring it to the Royal Road. You know, you cook, bring it to the Royal Road. We're gonna heal together. I love this conversation. Teamwork make the dream work. Thank y'all. And stay tuned to all the
we got the Royal round of applause, round of
school
applause.
events. We're gonna do Thanksgiving events. You know, the Christmas. We're gonna have like.
Tell everybody where we can find y'all on Instagram real quick.
You can find me at The Royal Road on IG, The Royal Road Podcast on Facebook, and Big Mama Kane on TikTok. Nah, don't get on TikTok. It's just,
What you got for us?
You can find me on Facebook, Ashley, ASHLEE2TOO, crafty with 2 E's at the end. I provide all types of things, conscious, custom, and natural.
Word.
I'm Got Black
her
Trice.
soap is the best.
I'm Got Black Trice on Facebook and Instagram. Antonio Chase Clothing on Facebook and Instagram.
Support black business and be on the lookout for the upcoming events. And if you would like to be a mentor, make things happen, hit up the Royal Road. I'm Dutches Kane, and thank y'all.
Peace.